Hi everyone, happy Friday. I apologize that our first newsletter of the year is coming out so late. I usually try to do them once a month and I am in complete denial that we are already at this point in October. The year has been flying by. But I just wanted to show you some of the things happening in our room, and I try to do this once a month just so you can see firsthand some of the things we're learning, some of the things we're doing. So we spent the first couple of weeks of the school year in math just reviewing some addition strategies and how to talk in math and number talks and things like that. And now we are full-blown into multiplication and division, which is like our big rock for third grade of what we need to learn. So we've been spending a lot of time learning that multiplication is combining equal groups and division is separating equal groups. And we are learning them side by side. So far we know the numbers 2 and 5 and 10. We're going to then next week do 0 and 1 and kind of the rest of the numbers in order. So anything that you can do at home to start practicing those would be helpful. I will give you a sheet at conferences that kind of explains it a little bit more too. Another thing we will be starting is keyboarding. And so the kids will be learning the proper posture, and they'll be learning home row and getting those good habits of being able to keyboard the correct way. And so that's something too that if you have your child typing at home at all, to start reminding them of the proper way to do things. We finished up our first reading unit, and hopefully you saw some pictures that the kids got to go on a scavenger hunt and find some things around the building to celebrate that we read books like they're gold. And the first unit was really working on predicting, summarizing, and then just kind of building the right reading habits, finding a good spot, reading the whole time. And one of the things that you should see coming home on a nightly basis is a book bag and a reading log. And the kids know how to quickly fill these out. They know my like-hate relationship with reading logs, that they do help us see patterns and if we're finishing books and if we're choosing the right books, but sometimes they're not so much fun. But the kids can do this quickly, and they're not going to have to do it all year. They're not going to have to do it for every unit. They know that. But for right now, as we're reading fiction, I do want them doing it. So you should be seeing these. Whatever book comes home, they don't have to read. They can choose a book from home as well. But just be looking for these on a nightly basis if you haven't been seeing them. Now we are moving on to mysteries. So in our showcase shelf here, we have tubs and tubs and tubs and tubs and tubs and tubs of mysteries. And we're starting to work on the things a mystery has, like suspects or clues. And so that will be a lot of fun. In writing, we finished up some personal narratives and writing some fiction stories. And now we're on to opinion writing. So they had to try to convince the third grade teachers yesterday that we should have a readathon next Thursday and just spend the whole day reading. And they were able to come up with some really nice reasons. So they did convince us, which is awesome. And so next Thursday, we will spend the entire day reading. And in social studies, we finished up our mapping unit. Hopefully on Seesaw, you saw the kids' continent projects, and you saw that they got to present them to the class and try a Google presentation for the first time. And we also did economy within our junior achievement lessons. So Mr. Albers, who's my brother, came in 5 times and taught them things from banking to a city to different jobs and things like that. And then next week, we're going to start a Native American of Wisconsin unit. So we're waiting for our first science kit to get here, and then we'll jump into science. This right here is Words Their Way. So if you haven't heard of this yet, the kids took an inventory at the beginning of the year to kind of place them with their abilities in building words and knowing about words. And so I have 3 different groups in our room, and they work at their level with what they need, and they do different activities throughout the week, meeting with me, writing about their words, playing a game, different things like that. So just keep that in mind, that we are working on building words, and as kids are writing, it might not all be done perfectly, but they're working the best that they can. The last thing I wanted to point out is we have oodles and oodles and oodles of classroom games, and you're going to start to see some of them come home. It's a privilege that the kids can earn if they show me that they're being responsible with having their work here, getting their work done, bringing back reading logs, things like that, that there will be an orange bag that they'll be bringing home with a board game if they want. They do not have to do this. It's up to them. And then they can share some of our classroom games with you as a family, which is really fun because they don't get as much time to play here as they would like to. But that way they can share it with you and most of them are quite educational, so it's good family time and practicing some skills, a lot of math skills as we go. So like I said, I apologize that our first newsletter is late, and I look forward to seeing all of you next Thursday, and then I will clue you in to some more things going on in our room. Have a great weekend. Thanks.